A very good morning to all of you. Welcome to your English 1 class. In the previous class, we have practiced picture composition and I hope you found that class really interesting. In this class, we will be just discussing a chapter from your grammar book, and the name of your grammar book is Essentials of English Grammar and Composition. I'll ask all of you to open the book and please stay tuned to page number 13, that is 13. We are going to read today verbs expressing the present. Before we start the class, let me ask you something. We all have read about tenses. Whenever we are introduced to this grammar classes, I know from that time onwards, almost you are to some extent habituated to this chapter called tenses. But here the name of the chapter is given in a different manner. It is calling verbs expressing the present, means it is actually the chapter called tense. Now, tense and verb, you may get confused between these two. What do you mean by tense? Tense is a category that expresses time reference. Okay, and tenses usually are manifested by the use of specific forms of verbs, right? It may refer to the continuation, the completeness of verb, right? So here we will learn verbs, and there are obviously three types of tenses, as we know. One is present, then is past, and third is future. So we will read the present one today. The present tense has its four classification, as we know. That is what? Simple present or present indefinite, then present continuous, present perfect, and present perfect continuous. So let us begin. Hopefully all of you have opened your book in front of you, and yes, please have your copy with you so that while I'll ask you to write anything, you can note that down. Okay, so let us begin. Our chapter starts with simple present form. There are the simple present form of verbs are given over here. Suppose I, we, you. So with this I, we, you, we'll use play, do not play, and don't play. So this is the present form of verb, right? Now let us come to its uses. Now simple present, what do you mean by simple present tense? To talk about things in general, not about something happening now, but about something happening all the time. So it generally talks about, or it generally decodes certain actions that do not show the continuation of the of that course, but it shows that that happens all the time. Okay, for example, I play football. So I play football, that is something I do practice more often. So I play football. Second is, does Bharat take exercise daily? So exercise is something that someone takes on daily basis. So we are asking, does Bharat take exercise daily? This is a question mark. You have to put a question mark because it is an interrogative sentence, but it is in present form. Now to express scientific facts or paranormal or permanent truths. The thing is, water boils at 100 degrees Celsius. It doesn't rain much in Rajasthan. So water boils at 100 degrees Celsius. This is what to say, this is permanent. I mean, you don't have to make any change in this, or you can't actually. And you can also say like, this is a scientific fact. It doesn't rain much in Rajasthan. Okay. In proverbs which have the force of permanent truths, for example, it takes two to make a quarrel. It takes two to make a quarrel. Whenever a quarrel is about to take place, you need two members at least. So that is something, I mean, this is something, this is a fact. I mean, you at least need two, right, in order to make the situation where a fight is about to take place, something like that. So there you will use nothing but present, simple present, to express natural qualities, processes, and professional activities. For example, fruits contain lots of minerals and vitamins. a dentist takes care of teeth. Now the thing is, first one is talking about natural quality, and the second one is talking about his professional activity, right? Okay, so now we have to come to the first exercise. Given below is the daily time schedule of Mr. Verma, the principal of a school. So at 7:45 reaching the school, at 8 o'clock addressing the assembly, and so on. It ends with meeting the heads of various departments. Now turn the page over. Write the principal's daily routine in complete sentences. Like at 7:45 the principal reaches the school. The second one will be he addresses the assembly, and the third one, like that you will complete this order as it is instructed over here. This is very easy. I don't think I have to say much on this. You yourself can solve this very well. Then exercise 2, match words in column A with some words in column B and write factually correct sentences. You can use verbs from the list given at the end. Here you need to use your copy. So you have your copy and a pen with you and start doing it with me. Industrial wastes. As you can see, there are certain verbs given in a box there under the columns. So industrial waste, along with this, which will go? Industrial wastes, the answer will be industrial wastes. So S already is given. So we can't write pollutes, since we know that we can add only S or yes with the verb if we are actually making agreement with the subject, that is third person singular number. But here wastes, it is already in plural, so you'll use only pollute. Industrial wastes pollute the atmosphere. Flies. Then flies spread cholera. Light. So what will be the answer of light? Light, we can say light travels in a straight line. Then water. Water freezes at 0 degree Celsius. The needle of a compass points towards the north. All citric fruits contain vitamin C, right? So hopefully this is done. Now let us move to exercise 3. Match words in column A with those in column B to get 6 proverbs. Now this is very interesting. Now see, we do not just read proverbs. We need to use those in our day-to-day speaking habits maybe. I mean, this is actually adding to your vocabulary. At the same time, this will make you smarter. While you will use proper proverb at the right place, it will add to your smartness. It will add to your enrichment of vocabulary. So learning proverbs is always a fun. Here we will be actually learning a few proverbs while learning present indefinite tense as well. So this is going to be fun, isn't it? Now you can see 2 columns are given, column A and column B. So the first part of the proverb is given on the left hand side column, that is column A, and the rest part is given under column B, that is on our right hand side, right? So man proposes, if we need to complete this, man proposes, God disposes, right? So we have different plans, but whatever plan is already said by God, we can't deny that, right? So even if we don't want to obey that, we have to. So God has some other plans for all of us. Man proposes, God disposes. Now you know where to use it properly, right? Time and tide wait for none. Yes, if you really think that time will wait for you forever, then you are definitely mistaken. Same thing happens with tide as well. So time and tide just waits for none. It has its own flow, its own course of time. According to that it will go, and you have to tame this. Okay, you have to go by whatever is set by time and tide, not these will go with you, right? Money, money. This is very interesting. Money makes the mare go. This proverb is my favorite among whatever is given over here. Why? Because as you can see, like when you have money, you can actually buy anything you like. You can actually have whatever your heart says. So even if someone is unwilling to perform something, and if you have money, it will definitely be convincing, and it will definitely make him do that work for that he was previously not likely to perform, right? Energy and patience. So energy and patience, what will be the answer? Energy and patience conquer everything. Yes, I believe, really I believe this. If you have energy and if you have patience, you can actually achieve anything your heart desires. And even if I actually don't believe if you're God gifted, yes, there are people who are God gifted, like scientists, they are gifted with obviously a richer IQ, which we don't have. That is why they are there, we are not. But if you have that much patience, if you have the energy to put it into something that you really want to achieve, one day you will definitely achieve that, I believe. And new brooms sweep clean. Yes, this also can be used anywhere. I mean, suppose you see, even if this actually doesn't limit itself under the category of things, because new brooms means you can actually think about new employees, new people, new workers. So with the new one, you will have always the promising work. Okay. A burnt child dreads the fire. Yes, who is already burnt, who has bad experiences from something, he or she will definitely be dreadful towards fire, because he or she will definitely thought of something that is that will cause his or her dismay, or that will be obviously unfavorable for them. That is why they generally dread the fire. Now I will ask you something. You can use these proverbs in your sentences. You can make new words, and you can use these proverbs according to the need of your sentence. In that way, you will learn how to use proverbs, because just to read proverbs not only will make you very stronger, but to use them in proper places will be really beneficial for all of you. Now, yes, let us come to exercise 4. A new student, Mona, has joined your class. You want to know about her work habits and hobbies. Now, frame questions that you would ask her with the help of the clues given below. Okay, so we are given certain clues. We have to make the questions. Okay, so let us do this. So, Mona, for example, one question is already framed. The question is, which game do you like the most? So the answer will be, not answer. Here we are asked to make new sentences. It's new question sentences actually. So it's written here, why / like. So we have to make a question. So we can write, why do you like mathematics? You definitely have answers, right? Then where do you practice? The second one. Why don't you like movies? What what cold drink do you prefer? How do you spend your weekends? Obviously, you have to put a question mark after your question finishes actually, because without a question mark, a question cannot be framed. So, how often do you play? What kind of movies do you see? What TV serial do you watch regularly? How many times a day do you take break from studies? When do you do your homework? So these are my framework. It doesn't mean that you have to do in the same manner. It's your class, it's your book, it's your exercise. You just frame the way you want. Okay, I'll be just helping you. Now exercise 5. Fill in the blanks with simple present tense of the verbs given in the brackets. It's very easy. Now let us start. Pangolin an anteater is a mammal definitely, but differs from other mammals in many ways. It has large overlapping scales on body which protects it in times of danger. The underside of its body has coarse hair. If someone disturbs a pangolin or if a pangolin smells danger, it curls itself into a ball. It is difficult to unroll the animal when it is in the state. What do pangolins eat? Question mark. It should be obvious that pangolins feed on ants which they dig out with their long claws. It should have obvious that pangolins feed on ants which they dig out with their long claws. As you can see on your right hand side, there is a picture drawn, and this is pangolin. It looks really scary right now. Pangolins live in burrows but are also good climbers. A pangolin's tail helps it in climbing a tree by providing it the necessary grip. Okay, so now we will read what? Present continuous tense. Okay, so to express an action taking place at the time of speaking, this tense suggests that that action is not finished yet and we are in the middle of the action. Obviously, it actually decodes the continuation. Whatever action we are talking about right now, it is not finished yet. And at the middle of its continuation, we are talking about this particular action. Let us look at the examples. Someone is knocking at the door. Then look, many people are coming to the side. So this action has started and the continuation is still in process, right? Now the second one, to express a temporary action which may not be happening at the time of speaking. For example, these days we are looking for a house. All the trains are arriving late. So here this rule is a bit different. It is talking about a temporary action that is not continuing right that point, but yes, it is a temporary action. For example, the trains are arriving late nowadays. So this is a temporary action, right? And in these days we are looking for a homemade or something like that. Exercise 6. Look at the picture and complete the passage with the present continuous tense of appropriate verbs. Take verbs from the list given below. So there are certain verbs given in the box and we have to fill in the blanks with appropriate verbs. So let us begin. We are the children in the picture. Okay, as we can see, there is a lovely picture drawn and there we can see 4 children and parents are standing, right? So we have to decode their action with the appropriate verbs. So this is really interesting. Can't wait to fill this blank. What are the children in the picture doing? A number of eatables are hanging from the ceiling. 4 children are trying to catch them with their mouth. They are holding their hands behind their back. John is what? John is bending eagerly towards a hard-boiled egg. Sarah has already plucked a bunch of grapes, so now she is satisfied and she is eating them greedily. Lucy has not succeeded in catching anything, so she is crying. Sam is looking towards a piece of cheese. It is clear that the children are having much fun. Mother and father are laughing to see the children play. Okay, so yes, simple present or present continuous. You may have the question in your mind. So let us solve the doubt. Simple present, it actually decodes habitual actions, routine actions that you do on regular basis. Present continuous actually decodes action going on at the time of speaking. It's very easy. But see, these verbs are normally not used in present continuous tense. That you have to note down. There are certain verbs which you cannot write in the present continuous tense. For example, the verb of senses like hear, see. So hear and see, these are verbs which decode your sense. You cannot write I am liking, I am hearing, I am seeing. You can't just use the continuous form of this. Verbs of feelings and emotions like love, respect. So I'm loving somebody, I'm respecting somebody. You can't say. You have to use this in simple present form only. Verbs of mental states and activity like know, think, suppose. I'm not thinking, I think on this particular subject. Verbs showing possessions like belong, own. That house belongs to me. I own this particular doll. You just can't use the continuation form of this. Some other verbs like appear, seem, measure, you just can't use in continuous tense but in simple present tense only. Now these are called non-progressive and non-action verbs because these verbs do not show any continuation in the course of its action. Now, yes, as we can see, there is an example given. I think he is right. This is a state of mind. Now, you can't say I am thinking hard. I am thinking hard means a control action. I began to think and I can stop it also. You just can't have hold on your thought process. Okay. Now, have. The verb have needs special care. Okay. So it can be used to mean possess. It can be used in some other senses also. So let us read out certain examples. I have all these books at home. So possess, right? The children are having much fun. Experience. She is having her lunch. Means she is eating. She has a severe headache. Means again possess. She is having that right now. Rachit is having his bath, means he's taking his bath. Exercise 7, you can solve on your own. Now we will solve exercise 8. So given below are 5 groups of sentences. Each group consists of 3 sentences, one of which is unacceptable. Okay. So cross the sentence which is unacceptable and rewrite it correctly. Okay. So 3 sentences are given and one of which is unacceptable or wrong. We have to find that out and we have to write that in correct form. So they are having their dinner. This is okay. They are fully agreeing to our proposal. That is also okay. And she is thinking hard on this issue. This is not okay. She thinks hard on this issue. As we have already learned, like thinking cannot go in a continuation process. It should not have a restriction. Therefore, thinks. This drum is containing very little oil. So this drum is containing, I don't think this is right. This drum contains, because containing, it cannot be written in a continuous tense. Are you sure you are not forgetting some points? This is okay. Please don't forget to attend tomorrow's rehearsal. This is also alright. Are you listening to the talk carefully? This is okay. Are you still having problems with geometry? That is also okay. I am doubting the truth of this statement. No, I doubt the truth of this statement. This medicine tastes bitter. Okay, are you understanding what I'm explaining? No. Do you understand what I'm explaining? She weighs 43 kg. This is okay. Or you can also write, do you understand what I explain? Then number 5, do you hear any unusual sound? Okay. She is not believing in God. No, she doesn't believe in God. She appears to have lost something. This is all right. So here ends this chapter, and in the next class we will be beginning with the second one, that is verbs expressing the past. Here you have definitely noted that we have learned only 2 variations. One is simple present, another is present continuous. The rest 2 specifications actually, that are present perfect and present perfect continuous, we will learn in the next chapter, while we will put a comparison between present perfect and past perfect, present perfect continuous and past perfect continuous, because that will help you in a better understanding of yours. Okay, and that is why these 2 chapters are not included in this first chapter. These are included in the next chapter. So while we'll read the second chapter, we will definitely have a detailed discussion on this. So yes, after going through your class, this video class, I think all your doubts will be solved regarding the chapter. You'll get the answers in the study material section. All this have to be written in your copy, and yes, in your worksheet section also you will get a Google form. There you have to respond based on the questions you are asked, and I will be checking on that, and I'll get to know how many of my students are attending my classes on regular basis, whether they are finding the classes interesting or not. So every feedback is acceptable. Hopefully you have enjoyed the class. In the next class we are meeting, and till then you please do study well, take care of yourself, have a great day ahead. Bye bye.